We are taking another look at Bovard. This time we see mapping that was done in 1939. And you'll see the mine was over here, and we'll get a look at that later. In addition to the town where the people lived, there was a Catholic church, there was a township school, there was a Protestant church over here. There were also things like the company store. Diagonally across from it was a town hall. It was more or less a social hall for the people that lived there. Now this also is from 1939. It's aerial mapping. This is the town of Bovard. This is the main line of the railroad going past with the siding, the Bovard siding going up. This right here was the mine itself, and that was in operation in 1939. This is contemporary mapping, showing the main line of the railroad going past, the Bovard siding. This is something that's recent, probably from the 1980s. It had nothing to do with the mine. And this was the old coal patch where the miners lived. This shows us again, giving us a look at the area which was the mine, with one tipple, two tipples, a machine shop, stable for mules, carpenter shop. This was a place where the guys could wash up after they come out of the mine. You know, fan house, engine house to put a little, they obviously had a small tank engine to pull cars of coal around. These are some guys that worked there. Pretty basic looking crew. This was from the later days because it was taken in 1948, and by that time Keystone Coal and Coke had sold the mine. Adam Eidemüller had bought it, and he ran a mine there for a few years. But this is very much what the guys looked like. Maybe somebody knows who they were. This gives us a look at the area after the mine had shut down. This was the area where the mine had been, but there were other operations going on there. This is the siding, railroad siding still coming in. Also in evidence are the slag piles. Where I come from, up in Cambria County, we called them bony dumps. I think areas locally probably had their own terms for them. This is one of the main drags in Bovard. See where they were living. These houses were duplexes built in 1910 by Keystone Coal and Coke. Now here you see the company store. And diagonally across the intersection was the community hall, where social events or weddings or parties, things could happen. This right here, this locates the company store. This was the community hall. And of course the mine out here. This shows us what had been the mine in 1967. Eidemüller was running several operations out here, and from the air it looks like a rather extensive operation. There's nothing out there now. I mean, I've been out there just several weeks ago and it's just abandoned. This is the 1990s, and still in that point, at that time, Adam Eidemüller was running an operation up here at the mine. Making concrete pipes, and there was also an operation to reclaim coal from other mines, purify it so it would be marketable. Now what this shows us is, first of all, the Bovard area and mine, and it shows us two ancillary mines that were portals of entrance to for the Bovard mine. Guys went in at these places and worked on the coal at the Bovard mine. This is another place up here, and we'll see both of these. This one is down at Rosetown, 1939 aerial view. Lynch Field over here, the main line going past, and this is Rosetown, the houses. Right over here was the mine. This is all we have left from the Rosetown mine. Somebody has moved into the old lamp shanty and done a really nice job of adaptive reuse. They live there. It not just provides living quarters, but it provides a memory of what was once upon a time there. This was the shanty where the miners kept their lanterns and other accoutrements that they needed to help them as they worked the mine. This is the main drag of Rosetown. This is the underpass going under the main line, which most people know as the Rosetown underpass. This is a context shot. This over here is Rosetown. This is the main line going past. Lynch Field down here and Greensburg over here. Now we go up to the place up here closer to Luxor. It was not associated with Luxor because Luxor was a Jamison mine. And today, there's absolutely nothing standing there. It's been cleaned out. And I did some photos of what used to be there. And the look of the structures there give me the impression that it wasn't a Keystone Coal and Coke operation. I have the feeling that it was something that was put in there after Keystone moved out, and somebody local opened a shaft and put a little tipple in to mine out the remaining coal in the Bovard mine. From deed evidence, a person can see that there was still coal left in the Bovard mine after it was shut down, and probably somebody local who wasn't interested in mining in a big way, but was happy to be able to dig some coal just to keep the house warm and some to sell to the neighbors, put in a small operation to dig some coal. A lot of these things are operations that local people know a lot more about than I do because I didn't grow up around here. And people who did might be able to make some comment on these issues. These are photos I did probably 30 years ago or more. It was just something interesting that I thought should have some preservation. And this is the last one that I shot. And we go to the context shot. This is what we were just looking at up here. Here's Bovard. And down here it would be Rosetown. And of course we have Greensburg over here. And that's enough for this one. We'll see you again. Okay, bye now.